Ichiro Oda may have just revealed the biggest bombshell of the decade to us with this new Yonko alliance being revealed to us because man, oh man, I don't think anybody was expecting this alliance to come out of nowhere. And all I gotta say is that Luffy, your alliance, you better step your game up because you are not ready to face these two Yonkos at full power. Now, a little bit of hype before we actually get into the new Yonko alliance. We have to discuss Oden's new swords. Yes, Kozuki Oden's new swords have been revealed. In fact, we already knew of the Enma, which was the sword that he gave to Hiyori, but we now found out about his other sword, and let's all bear with me now. I'm about to try to pronounce this. Ameno Habakiri, I think that's what it's called, but basically that's the other sword that he gave to Momonosuke, and we now know that basically Zoro, he's going to agree to give back to Shisui in exchange for the Enma. And I started thinking, will Zoro get the other sword too? Because I don't think Momonosuke is going to basically be able to use the sword anytime soon. So what if Zoro actually does strike a deal to get his hands on both of the swords? I do think it will be a very far-fetched deal for Zoro, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Zoro did end up with both of the swords from Kozuki Oden. We know that Zoro is going to become a legend, so why wouldn't Oda give him both of the swords from the former shogun of Wano known as Oden? But we do know that he is going to get the Enma in exchange for Shisui, so we do know that Zoro's power-up is coming very soon. And speaking of power-up, we have to discuss Law versus Hawkins because that fight has finally been revealed to us. And let's be honest, we all thought that Hawkins was going to give Law the biggest L of his life, but it turns out that Law actually overpowered Hawkins with a handicap. Now let's give a round of applause to Law because he basically was able to defeat somebody who was a top tier in Kaido's crew. And we found out that because of Hawkins, he ended up revealing to us that Apu was always underneath Kaido. So yes, Apu basically slimed up. He snake used this kid and Killer and everybody else who was involved with the alliance, and that's basically why Hawkins ended up joining underneath Kaido, because he was in a messed up situation to begin with. He knew there was no chance of him winning, and we saw that Kid and Killer, they obviously got tortured because of their spirits. Kaido does not like when you try to go up against the big dog. He will try to break you down. So we saw Kid and Killer, that's why they got the worst of it. But the biggest news from this chapter, or at least probably the spookiest news, is who helped Law escape, because there's a shadowy figure that is basically standing right outside the prison cell, and Law basically tells him, yo, if breaking me out of prison is a part of your plan, then I'm going to go along with it. So we know that Law, he is going to help in the Onigashima raid. So who is the person that broke Law out of prison? Is this somebody that we know of? Is this somebody that's completely new? Very, very spooky things are going down, and maybe this person actually did help Law defeat Hawkins. And speaking of the Hawkins alliance, we have to discuss Apu is returning. Yes, Apu is returning. Our boy, the man who is known as the biggest snake in all of One Piece. I think we got to put him up there with biggest snakes in all of One Piece, but he is not returning empty-handed, because he is returning with the numbers. Yes, the numbers are returning, and these guys are a new group in Kaido's alliance, and all I can say is that these guys are fucking spooky. Like, the design, the appearance, everything about these guys, it's I don't know what to say about them. These guys just look too badass. They look like they're towering over everybody. The little kids are scared that they're going to get eaten by them. Like, the numbers, they are definitely a crazy crew. And we know that Queen himself, he's even, I'm not going to say scared, but he's annoyed of him. That's kind of the right word to use. And if you know that if you're able to annoy Queen, you got to be pretty powerful, because Queen himself, he was like, yo, I hate when those guys get drunk. They're always so noisy and stuff. So the fact that they're able to make the Yonko commanders be annoyed goes to show you that they have some sort of power. And the Kaido and Big Mom alliance has been revealed. Yes, Kaido and Big Mom, they are officially teaming up, and this is crazy to think. Katakuri, King, all these people going up against the world. They are going to team up, take out everybody, and then they are going to kill each other, in the words of Kaido. But what does this mean for the other Yonkos, for Shanks, Blackbeard, because once they figure out that these two have teamed up, will this mean that Shanks and Blackbeard will end up teaming up, or will one of them possibly end up joining this Yonko alliance and leaving that third or the fourth Yonko out of it? Or does this just mean that the other two Yonkos in Shanks and Blackbeard are just gonna turn up and they're just gonna go even crazier? I don't know what this means for the Yonkos, but the Kaido and Big Mom alliance is easily the greatest thing that has happened in One Piece since I don't know when. But now that there are two Yonkos that are teaming up to defeat Luffy, this is why he needs a bigger, better alliance. He's going to need something to help him take down these two monsters who have officially teamed up. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.